rapping on facts with the ball, then I pass it, bitch calling it.
Around the city like I'm Batman. All American, but still smoking Afghan.
I watched both of the videos and they were super fun, both the songs and the videos. But how did this collaboration start?
I'll say that. So basically, I went to college with Jose, who was managing the Delivery Boys, and they needed a video for a song called YGB, Rapping All Fast. So then we met, talked about it, and kind of went from there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When you guys met, did you share the vision for the video, or was it something that you came up with on your own, Max?
We talked a lot about what the guys really like and what sort of videos they enjoy and stuff. I ended up coming to them with a quick little demo of what it might look like if it were in this 360 moving around look, but the actual video was them holding the camera and walking around. So a lot of that was them doing what they thought was fun. So definitely a collaboration.
Yeah,
you guys want to get more to that?
We got a bit of free reign from Max. The idea was entirely his, but because we were holding the box and holding the pizza, we were able to mess around and add a bit of our flair to it, which was cool.
Yeah, but you guys also they also went where they thought was fun, and we kind of went with that also. So I think definitely when we were shooting, a lot of what they thought was fun is what we ended up going with.
Yeah. Where was the video filmed?
A couple different spots. We filmed outside of that museum on Wilshire.
In LA?
Yeah, in LA. So it was all filmed in LA, yeah. We filmed outside the Staples Center. We filmed inside of a tunnel in the car. And
that was really fun. I really enjoyed that.
That's a fun tunnel also. That's doing research for locations is that's where they filmed the chase scene in Back to the Future and stuff. It's a pretty famous tunnel. So that's where they filmed the Weeknd did his Blinding Lights video. Yeah, it's a pretty famous tunnel.
You did it first, though.
You did it first?
well, before back.
Did you have to? I guess with the nature of this video, you didn't have to shut down traffic or anything like that. But I imagine is that why LA is traffic bad? Is because people are always shutting down roads and stuff?
Probably. It's just built wrong. They just didn't do it right. It's constantly gridlocking and messing up, and
I mean, I'm from New York, so we're both from New York, so I feel like we're used to even worse traffic. So when people complain about LA traffic, I don't really have much sympathy for them.
Yeah. Well, I would think and I live in the middle of the country with no public transportation, but I feel like the New York, at least with the train system, that helps alleviate some of the traffic, or it's easier to get around places faster. Is that true?
Yeah, sure. That makes it true. But if you're in a car, if you decide to drive around instead of taking the train, it's awful and congested and everyone's aggressive. And it's just it's bothersome.
And the train will often give you problems too. You can get just as much of a time delay.
That's true. And I think it was flooded within the last year. Well, I know New York flooded recently, but
yeah, I was there.
Anyway.
LA.
Oh man, you just moved to LA?
Yeah, I just got back to LA. I've been living here for a few years. I actually biked over the Brooklyn Bridge in that storm as it was happening because the trains were shut down.
Oh, kitty. What's the cat's name?
His name's Aries.
Aries. Oh, that's a great name. My cat is Guthrie. He is not. He's named after the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis, not Woody Guthrie, although it's pretty good reference too. Yeah. So tell me about the Delivery Boys. How long have you been together? How'd you form?
So we have been a group now for 6 years, since 2015. We met I guess, well, me and Max started it together, and then we sort of started, grabbing people, bringing them in. There was a couple, swaps in the beginning where, some people were in it, and then people would leave, and then other people would join. But in 2016, I think we drove down to New Orleans for a show, and that's when we really like solidified who was in the group and all that stuff.
It's basically just like who was down to draft New Orleans.
Yeah, it's like who wanted to go do this show, like could be part of it.
Yeah,
it was so free back then, and we were all just making music. And 4 out of the 5 of us went to school together. So when we all realized we were all making music, we were just like, hey, let's do this. And this was around the time when we were all really into Odd Future and ASAP Mob, and everybody wanted a group, and something to represent and something to put forward, and write on your backpack or like write on the wall at school. It's just like to have like a group was really nice, and there were a lot of people making music. I feel like we were sort of ahead of the curve in our neighborhood on that. So that's really how it started. We wanted to be like Odd Future, pretty much, but
yeah, so cool. Now you've done 2 videos with Max now. Do you think, does he represent your style, or is this a collaboration you see going forward? I think he's your guy.
Completely. Yeah. I feel like the best part about working with Max isn't, just the really good ideas that he brings to the table and just the skill and the professionalism, but also like sort of letting us put ourselves in there as much as his own ideas. Like it's such a great sort of culmination of both of our ideas coming together, and both times have come out amazing. And we're always talking about how we don't want to do the typical rap video, and Max is always thinking outside the box, and that's why we love it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
And Max, so tell me a little bit more about your career as a filmmaker. Do you do exclusively music videos? Do you do other things? What have you been up to?
Yeah, well, I feel like I've been doing filmmaking like forever, since I was little. I think everyone kind of is doing filmmaking all the time now, because that's kind of what you have to do with Vine and TikTok. It's like we're always making movies. But I got really interested, particularly in college, in like using like new technologies for storytelling. That's kind of what I was focusing on, like VR and different like real-time things, and that's all really interesting to me. And then I also around the same time got really into improv, like comedy actually, which I really enjoy. And but I think kind of like at my core, my favorite thing is to like, it is kind of in different media, kind of being like a creative director type, where you just get to think of like what would be just a great idea for a thing, whether it's like I don't know, like a product or a video. I feel like this is a pretty meandering answer, but I guess the short answer is I'm interested in a lot of different things, but I really love music videos because it's so creatively open for you to experiment, and it's also really fun to work with an artist, and again, that collaboration is probably where I'm having my most enjoyment. So exclusively music videos, no, but I really enjoy them and want to do more in the future.
Cool. It's funny you brought up improv, because as the delivery boys were talking, I do improv. I'm actually off to a show after this, but I was just thinking, like, we travel with our team and we kind of take who we can get, but I have a group of 5 men that we're in a team together. So anyways, it was reminding me of my own experience with improv and creating things. And it just seems to be such a synergy there. So that's awesome. But I do have another question just about music videos. And I would imagine you're all like a lot younger than I am, but I grew up in the age of MTV. And so music videos have really evolved in terms of their function for the audience. But I think now we're in this period where you can access anything from your phone. So I guess, what do you think the role of music videos are in terms of promoting your music or promoting your art? Because I think like you're really not limited to any one medium anymore. And so it seems it brings out those extra creative touches.
I think it's super important. I feel like there's a lot of songs that I didn't even like until I like saw it with video. Like it's super important for just like bringing you into this world. And when it comes to like different mediums, I feel like the more you can do, the better. Like whenever we, especially like with albums and like full bodies of music, like it's very cool to just like create a world you can bring people into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of like the Beyonce Lemonade album, which, you know, the visuals are like such a strong part of that. So yeah, I guess it really enhances the storytelling or creativity that you can do. Is that right?
Yeah, for sure.
Plus, I think, I mean, everything is very visual these days. We're always on our phone, always scrolling through whatever.
There's a cat.
Everyone's looking for something that's gonna stand out. And with the sort of, I don't want to say like oversaturation of, you know, the music industry. I guess like for the last couple of years, music has become extremely accessible to make. It's a lot easier to make. You don't need a team behind you. All you need is like a USB mic, and you can release music. So we feel strongly that visuals are absolutely the way to break out. And if you can do something that's going to catch somebody's eye and make them stop scrolling for a second and look at it, it's going to be really beneficial to your career. So I think that videos are definitely the way to get ahead. They're very important right now.
I wonder too, Max Korman, if the same could be said with video, where anyone can make a video nowadays. So having that added addition of a musician or music group behind you might help get your art out there a little bit more. Is that true?
Yeah, totally. Because that's definitely another awesome point about music videos. Because in addition to being kind of creatively more open in many ways, it's you already have like built-in buy-in from a group of people with a fan base that want to share and consume what you're going to make from day one. So if you're working on like a short film or something, every inch of that you're trying to convince people that this is worth their time. But yeah, to be able to make a piece of art or to make a piece of content that just leverages an apparatus of people who are big fans anyway is really great as a filmmaker.
Yeah, awesome. And you branded both of your videos so you could see right away who you were and who's behind the vision. So that was great.
Yeah.
And one other thing we haven't really gotten to touch, but I think the Project Nerd readers or watchers would enjoy is that Batman video is really cool. So were you a fan of the original Batman series with Adam West, or how did that inspiration get started?
What's interesting is the music actually has some references to the Adam West Batman, but that wasn't immediately where we went to in video conversations. Like the beginning of the Nana Batman is kind of what the lyrics are for the opening. But it was only actually later that when we came to, this would make sense because we're all in LA and that was filmed in LA and that's campy and they're not taking themselves seriously. And, we need a Joker and a Robin and all that. And that had but like after all of that, after it just totally made sense, we're like, wait a second, there's all these implicit references, but maybe that's just my perspective. Maybe Max knew what he was doing all along with
so Max had to like teach me a lot about like all the different kinds of Batman. I really didn't know that much about, like, it was the Joker movie that made me make the song. Like I saw the Joker movie, came home, I was like, I want to make a Joker song. But then
with the Jared Leto Joker movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I really didn't know much about anything, and he got me a lot more versed into everything. So all the references were like, I don't really know how I knew most of
Yeah, but that's exactly from the original animation. So it's like at that point, it's like we got to do, if we can, the animation, pulling to the original, because that's so fun. But yeah, something that was really like the style guide for the whole thing was like, let's look at every moment in that video is pulling directly from the TV show or the movie, and like the greatest hits tropes, and trying to like just slightly twinge it towards, the delivery boy's aesthetic and sensibilities. But that was the whole video.
Yeah, it was super fun, but also like a little twisted. Is that your aesthetic?
Yeah, we're a little gnarly.
Nice. Awesome. Well, anything else you'd like our audience to know before we wrap up?
Okay, well, tomorrow at 2, both of them are being screened at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, which we're so excited about. So if this comes out before then, you should come through.
Cool. Yeah, Friday, September 10th at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
That's right. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, they're part of a film festival, right?
Right.
Very cool. Yeah, well, congratulations on that, and hopefully you get a big audience. And yeah, it was just really fun to watch the videos, and I look forward to hearing more from the Delivery Boys and seeing more of your films, Max.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to meet you.
Stars in the streaming color, the eye symbol